What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders for Monday, August 3rd. Couldn't remember what day it was. Every day is the same during the quarantine. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. And use the promo code RESTART. Today is the last day to get 50% off your first month of Awesemo Plus. That's an all-access code. You'll get access to everything. PGA, MLB, NBA, NASCAR, MMA. You name it, we've got it. Use that promo code RESTART when signing up for 50% off your first month. Aaron Holiday is on the outside looking in. Who will be my top 10 contenders for today? It's time to find out. Alrighty, coming in number 10. It's 10K on FanDuel, 10-7 on DraftKings, which isn't the best price in the world. That would be LeBron James. He's got a date with Utah. They really don't have anybody that can guard him. I know that they're going to say it's Royce O'Neal. It's not him. Bogdanovich being out is a huge loss for Utah in a matchup against the Lakers. I've got LeBron in for 25, 9.5, almost 8 rebounds. This guy's going to fill the stat sheets. I definitely like him a little bit more on FanDuel, and I like him a lot on SuperDraft, where he has a 1.1x multiplier. Those are the two spots you want to grab him. On DK, I think the price is a little prohibitive, but he still looks fine. Alrighty, at number 9, we've got Brandon Ingram, 7,400 on FanDuel, 8,100 on DK, and a 1.45x multiplier on SuperDraft. That is the spot. This is a huge pace-up matchup for the Pelicans, and even more important than that, this game means everything. Memphis is ahead of them. I fully expect Brandon Ingram to play 34 minutes at the minimum. They need to do everything in their power to win this game, and I think this is a great spot for Ingram. He's been playing great. 29% usage, 25 points, almost 6 rebounds, 4 assists. You get a steal, you get a block. This guy can fill up that stat sheet. I love him for 7,400 at small forward, but you definitely want to pay attention on SuperDraft. 1.45x multiplier is the spot for Brandon Ingram. At number 8, newly minted power forward for the 76ers, Ben Simmons, 8,100 on FanDuel. 9,100 on DK, 1.2x multiplier on SuperDraft. I really like him as an $8,100 point guard. I've got him in for 34 minutes. He's a threat for a triple-double every single night. San Antonio is in a bit of a tricky spot. They just don't have players of his ilk. If they're going to be playing DeMar DeRozan at the 4, Ben Simmons should cook. He's going to be so much bigger and just as fast as basically everybody on the Spurs. Fantastic matchup for Ben Simmons and for the Sixers in general. I expect Simmons to thrive here. But he's not even my favorite Sixer. Okay, number 7, Brandon Clarke. He's 5K on FanDuel. I think that's a little bit too expensive. But he's 4,200 on DraftKings. That makes him my number 4 play of the day on DK. I've got him in for 26 minutes. He's relatively average from a usage perspective, but the guy kind of does it all. 14.7 boards. That's an excellent base for what you need today. And he's getting a track meet game that I think fits his skill set perfectly. We could see him out there a little bit more. Athleticism will be important in a matchup against New Orleans. He's about a fantasy point per minute guy. This feels like a great spot for value. You can play him at forward or center on DK, 1.7x multiplier on SuperDraft. You don't want to ignore that. But if you're playing Brandon Clarke today, DraftKings is the spot to use him. All right, coming in at number 6, we've got Justin Holiday. Now, this is all based on the fact that I don't expect Malcolm Brogdon to play. If he does play, you'll see these Pacers guys fall down a little bit. There's just going to be less minutes to go around. But for now, I've got Justin Holiday set to play 32 minutes. He's 3,800 on FanDuel, 300 more than the minimum. He's 3,700 on DK, but he's got shooting guard small forward eligibility. This is a perfect opportunity for a value play, particularly in this matchup against the Washington Wizards, who are dreadful defensively. No skills whatsoever on the defensive side of the ball. It's even a pace-up spot for the Pacers. Look, Justin Holiday is not going to be some sort of elite scorer in this spot. But if the minutes are there, I want to take a shot on a guy that's going to play north of 30 minutes. He was not playing well before the break. I've got him as like a 0.8 fantasy point per minute guy. That's more than enough. If you're playing north of 30 minutes at a sub 4K salary, Justin Holiday, definitely a good value play right now with Malcolm Brogdon, tenuous for today. Alrighty, number 5, a guy that I've had a ton so far in the restart. That would be Troy Brown. He's my number 3 guy on FanDuel. 4,500 at small forward, coming off a really nice game yesterday. I can't get away from him. I've got him in for 30 minutes. It could easily be more. 1.08 fantasy points per minute. I mean, this guy is a top 10 guy, no matter the site. 5,200 on DraftKings. Dual eligibility to guard and forward is ideal. 1.8x multiplier on SuperDraft as a small forward. You cannot beat this. I want Troy Brown clear across the board, no matter what. He's a guy I'm going to have in a ton of lineups on every single site. One of my favorite plays of the day, perfect in the mid-tier, whether you're going stars and scrubs or balance, Troy Brown works for you. But he's not the only wizard. Thomas Bryant, number 4, 6,300 on both sites, a 1.75x multiplier on SuperDraft, which makes him my number 1 SuperDraft guy for the day. He's playing monster minutes. I don't expect him to go 4 for 5 from 3 in the first half anymore, but he should beast here. They only have Miles Turner in the paint. They don't really have much of a center rotation right now. So I've got Thomas Bryant set up for 17 and 9. It's not going to take much for him to wiggle past that and put up a real monster score. You need about 45 fantasy points for him to hit his GPP goal. That shouldn't be an issue at all. 1.24 fantasy points per minute so far in his return. I love Thomas Bryant here. Doesn't matter what site you're playing on. He should be a fixture in your lineups for sure. Now, if you're trying to pay up for a Los Angeles Laker, number 3 is Anthony Davis. I prefer him a little bit to LeBron James. AD, my number 2 guy on FanDuel. 9,600 as a power forward. Craziness. 9,800 on DK. Even as a 1.15x multiplier on SuperDraft. Looks great. This is a really tough spot for Utah. Especially if they're running out of big man. If you've got Gobert patrolling the paint with JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard on the floor, that's all well and good. Who in the world is guarding Anthony Davis at that point? They have no matchup for him. I have no idea what they're going to do. AD should absolutely beast here. This is as good of a spot as it gets for Anthony Davis. The Jazz are just not equipped to stop him. All right, at number 2, another guy that I like, whether you're looking for a stars and scrubs build or a balance build, and that's Ja Morant. 7,500 on FanDuel, 7,300 on DK, and a 1.55x multiplier on SuperDraft. I like him clear across the board. GPP goal is 50. This is a track meet game for Morant, and the stakes are massive. I'm giving him 33 minutes. He projects at like a 20 and 10. That's a crazy rate. If he can keep the turnovers in check, maybe get himself in some passing lanes, he's primed for a huge game. Morant needs every bit of this. I like him a little bit more on DraftKings than I do on FanDuel, but that won't matter. I've had a ton in both of the Grizzlies games so far. Today's not looking like it's going to be any different. I'm hoping the ownership stays kind of low because I want to have a ton of Ja Morant. Okay, number 1. Doesn't make me feel good. But before we get into Joel Embiid, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. It's got to be the big man for Philly today at number 1. 9,700 overall for a center, 10-3 on DK, a 1.15x multiplier on SuperDraft. It's a dream spot. San Antonio has Jakob Poeltl, and that's about it at center. If Joel Embiid wants to instill his skill set on this game, he can do it, and I don't think that he can be stopped. They don't have the bodies to hang with Joel Embiid. He should be dominant here. Got him in for 26 and 12. You can see a monster defensive performance as well. Lots of small guards going to be trying to get into the paint for San Antonio. And if they have Joel Embiid waiting for them at the rim, I think it's going to be a pretty long night for San Antonio. Alrighty, guys, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders for Monday, August 3rd. Use the promo code RESTART when signing up. Get yourself 50% off your first month of Awesemo Plus. We'll have content throughout the day, both written and video, so stay tuned for that. And I will be back again tomorrow morning, same time, for my NBA DFS contenders for Tuesday. Best of luck tonight. I'll talk to you again in the morning.